Hello, I'm Ellen Horan, President and CEO at the Greater Reading Chamber of Commerce and Industry, and I'm here for this week's Member Spotlight with Cathy Chervanick from Cathy Chervanick Decorative Painting.
Hi, how are you?
Great. So, Cathy, I saw that you started your business back in the mid-'80s after you got a little bit of a feel for stenciling. I remember stenciling, back in the '80s. That was pretty popular. So, how did you turn that into a business?
Well, I went by popularity. Everyone wanted stenciling, and at that time, it was a lot of ducks and geese and
Yes,
the
very
country themed, and it was blue and mauve and off-white. And what I decided to do was go beyond that because I was not really into the country and ducks and geese, and decided to take the stenciling a step further and started to design my own more elaborate designs, and then thought, wow, this is fun. I need more walls to do. And so it
Nice.
just was fueled from my passion for finding something that was simple and that everyone wanted at the time. And then it just morphed into, after the stenciling craze, it was, oh, can you do that sponge painting? Well, then the sponge painting, there were some times that I thought, oh, wow, these colors are a little bit off with what people want and are requesting. So how about if I try some different methods to make it look a little bit more sophisticated and not so splotchy, and develop my own techniques, and just played with paint to really try and make the faux finishing much more sophisticated, even at that time when a lot of the faux paint was in your face and very, very busy. And then it kept evolving into design, colors, different techniques, different textures to create a more classical way to come into the home and even businesses and bring decorative painting and enhance the walls, the ceilings, whatever surface with an added dimension.
Great. Now, was there a point where when did it feel like a business? Was it a sideline you did? Was it something you did as a hobby and then it became a business? Or was it a concerted effort of this is going to be a business? And
it was a hobby. And it was amazing because it morphed into a business as soon as my daughter was ready to go to kindergarten. I was doing it after hours when my husband was around or on weekends. And by the time the kids were in school, it had morphed into a full-time business. And I had more walls to cover than I could imagine. And on bigger jobs, obviously, we have a team that goes in and accomplishes, what has to be done.
You design it and they implement.
Right.
Now, I was surprised to see that you do both residential and commercial, but there are a lot of very nice commercial buildings, so maybe that shouldn't have surprised me. What's the breakdown?
It's mostly residential, I'd say 75-25, but commercial, we're getting ready to start a very large commercial job in June. And that particular job has a lot of different finishes in it that will involve a team. There'll be 4 or 5 of us working on that job to accomplish what has to be done. And there will be wall finishes, ceiling finishes, as well as metal finishes, wood graining.
Nice.
There's going to be exotic woods put in that building, and so even the little things like the HVAC outlets will have to be faux in a wood grain to match the exotic woods.
Neat. Now, you also had an opportunity to do something pretty cool in your career in working on Extreme Makeover.
Right.
How was that? Tell us about that.
That was a wonderful opportunity. I was able to herd together a team of 32 artists, and we all worked as a team. And whatever the designers, I was the go-between between the designers and all of the artists involved. And we had many projects, many hands to make that experience worthwhile. It was amazing. So many artists act as an island, and they really don't mesh well with other members. That was an opportunity, and I've heard it from many members of that great team we had for Extreme Makeover, that they really enjoyed working with other artists. And it was a lot of fun, and that's why it's always a great collaboration when you've got great minds working together on projects.
Well, you must be getting some great recognition in that you also do a lot of judging. Parades of homes, I assume, that type of thing?
Yes. Because another passion of mine is visual, visual surfaces, and just in the home construction industry, we also get involved with being the sourcing out what different products are being used on different designs, and it's always interesting to see what the other builders are doing, and they recognize when a designer can come in and say, wow, this is great look. And so that has been fun too, just going in and judging what other designers have done with these homes.
Right. Well, you have fabulous galleries on your website, so kudos for having an up-to-date and very visually impactful websites. So anyone that's interested in getting some ideas and considering using Cathy, I would recommend that they take a look at her website. Ceilings. It's not just walls and finishes, but you have ceilings, children's bedrooms, doors. It's a lot of unique stuff, which is really nice.
Yes, it is. And if someone even needs a second set of eyes, if they have a remodeling project and they just need someone to really help them with and decide what some of the product selections, this is one thing that we've been doing more of lately. As a matter of fact, the Iris Club is a project that my son's project, as a matter of fact, that all the interior design was done by me.
Oh, so, nice.
Anyway, that was a lot of fun, taking that old building and bringing into a great current state of glory and great looks.
Right. So any tips on what the current trends are finish-wise or color-wise?
As far this year's Pantone color of the year is Marsala, which is the color of Marsala wine. But I think the current trends are more grade as far as the neutrals instead of your creamy yellows. But I would say that over the years, being in this business for such a long time, what is wonderful today is that color trends are really more individual. They're really keyed to what you like as a person. It doesn't matter if it's trendy or not. Naturally, some folks do like trending colors, and they can always be incorporated into a neutral room with as accent pieces, throw pillows or whatever can be your trendy colors, as long as you keep a nice background. And sometimes focal points in rooms, whether it be a wall or a piece of furniture, can also be the current trending color, if that's what you're interested in.
Good point. Now, Cathy, with your business hat on, do you have any suggestions for fellow chamber members or aspiring entrepreneurs on how to grow a business, how to get into a business?
Well, I think my best piece of advice for anyone is don't feel like with an artist, sometimes you do feel like you're the only one who can do this. And I think joining the chamber sooner rather than later is an absolutely valuable point. I wish I would have joined sooner rather than later, especially seeing all of the opportunities through networking, education, and just being aware that you're starting out, you're small, and some folks may have the preconception that, gee, Chamber of Commerce, maybe I'm too small for that. You're never, ever, ever too small. If you're a sole proprietor of one person or, two or three, you're never too small to belong. And I feel that is a great asset.
That's a good point. Well, thank you for sharing your story today. And thank you also for being a chamber member.
Thank you.